Hi, everyone. Welcome to AskAI, the technical deep dive. I want to welcome you once again to Algolia DevCon, and I am letting Tim here introduce.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm just popping it a little bit before Dylan does the actual show of the workshop. I just wanted to tell you I'm Tim, I'm a developer advocate at Algolia, and I will be in the chat with you during the presentation. And if there are any questions you would like to ask Dylan, I would ask you to ask in the Q&A section. And at the end of the talk, I will ask all your questions on your behalf to Dylan directly on stage. So that's enough of me. You will see a little bit more of me at the end of the talk, but I'm now letting Dylan being the real master of ceremony of this session. Thank you, everyone.
Hi again. So, to introduce myself, I am Dylan Tientcheu, a senior software engineer at Algolia, and I work on the AskAI team. And today, we are going to do a deep dive into the technical parts of AskAI. So, what exactly are we going to learn today? A lot of good things. If you missed yesterday's panel between Chuck, Nathan, Tanya, and Sean, they were talking about AskAI. Here is a good place and probably the last time for you to catch up on what exactly it is because it's great. So, let's just get into it. I can't wait to tell you all about this very beautiful product we built. So what is Algolia AskAI and why would you use it? I kept some keywords in blue so that you will still remember them. So first, AskAI is an instant AI chat assistant for your search experiences. Why do we say instant? Because it's really easy to get started with. You would see that in the demo later. And the AI is grounded with responses, and this is provided by your Algolia index because we use your Algolia index to provide much better responses and less hallucination. Also, AskAI is headless and model agnostic, so you can come with your own model. That is, bring your own LLM, give us your key, and you have access to it. It's open and it's free. And AskAI also gives you actionable insights on the performance of your LLMs. We'll see that too. And we built that for site search experiences. So why exactly would you use AskAI? I usually say we use AskAI for anything, but AskAI was made for documentation websites, blogs. You can use it for media search, but I'll still say that it's used for anything that requires conversational search or needs. Even for a traditional search, any website that will need a traditional search could use AskAI. So let's get into how we built it. Uh, this is very important for us because we feel that this was easy to think about, but we had a great time building it, and we really want you to know the internals of how it works. So we are getting right into the diagrams. AskAI was built with speed in mind. So we had a few constraints that was speed, and we wanted to get the answer at the fastest pace to the user. So basically, you have the user on your left, which they send a query to the AskAI server. It's just the chat endpoint, and we fetch assistants and prompts. That's your assistant and your prompt. We use that to look for relevant hits inside your Algolia index. We send all of that to an LLM, a provider. You can use many of our existing providers. You can find a list on our documentation, and then you receive a very stream response. This is a great diagram, but it's not a technical deep dive. So let's get into what actually happens behind the scenes. So basically, this is all we needed to build AskAI. Uh, Trust me, this is a simple diagram. Engineeringly, it's not a big one. Why? Because it sounds uh, complicated, but once you get into it, you start understanding how easy it might be to create such tools. So basically, we have a user, the one on the left, which send a query like what is a facet, Algolia facet, for example, and this goes through a server. Then we use the prompt provided by you with a little bit of our magic on top. That's just the prompt, what we call magic. Yeah, that's what they call it these days. And we send all of that to an LLM. The LLM uses what we sent to teach it how to query Algolia. As you can see, this is a sample prompt. You are an assistant on the Algolia website. You know how to search. This is how you search. Then the LLM returns us a function identifier. This is basically something called function calls. It exists on various LLMs now, and it uses queries, functions to call external providers, external data. In this case, Algolia is an external data. When we talk about external data providers in LLM, it's basically any third-party tool. So the secret of the speed and latency of AskAI is also found in the fastness of Algolia in retrieving results. So we do a function call to Algolia. We taught the LLM how to do query searches. The query sent by the user was what is a facet, but then the LLM understands that we need to do a keyword search. We need to think about it. So what will be the keyword search in this case? And it's facet. It sends that to Algolia and receive a number of hits. This number of hits is received by the server, and this is sent back to the LLM for it to process. It processes and then it gives a final response. So from what I found, a facet is this and this. And we stream the same thing to the user. That's it. This is AskAI, and this is all of it. I really think anyone could build this, but I'm really sure that it's not going to be the same because we have a very deep insight on how relevancy work. We are using Algolia, so we were able to make our tool calls very good. Let's leave all of this and just jump right into it. But before that, yeah, I want to tell you about the constraints we had when building AskAI. This is important because it's basically what shaped the product to be what it is actually. So first, there is the way the Algolia index looks like. Not all indices are equal, and we really wanted to have a product that works on every index. So we had to learn how the indices are structured, learn why their relevance look the way they look, why we configure an index in a certain way for people to query through. And you would also learn through the demo that I will show that relevance for machines, that's for agents, is not the same as relevance for people. And also keyword search. We really wanted AskAI to be cheap, free. That's why we went with doing some magic to be able to teach the agent how to do keyword search. Uh, so we are not using vector search in AskAI. Algolia gives a vector search solution, which you can find out on our website. It's called NeuroSearch. But to keep it cheap, we are using keyword search, and it works great. There is also some privacy concerns, which we'll see during the demo too. So when you're building something like AskAI, you have to ask yourself all of these questions. We also had very strict performances needs. Like we really wanted responses to be super quick. We wanted to have really low latency, and we wanted also to be less expensive, like to take less tolls on the users, because you know that with a tool like AskAI, you bring your own LLM key and we use it. So if we incur too much usage, this is going to fall on the user, and this might be too much. So we put a lot of work into optimizing costs and making it much better on the user. Yeah, so let's get into it. So first, I will show you how to get started with a documentation website. We are starting from there because we built AskAI especially for documentation websites. For the sake of speed, because there is going to be some crawling and some background tasks that has to go on. I will try to skip those parts, but I think with the whole flow you will be able to understand. So I'm duplicating this just to create a new app. So when you want to create the DocSearch app today, you might not have this because you are not yet on Algolia, but usually you will select a new package, go to DocSearch, set up your DocSearch app, and apply to DocSearch. To apply to DocSearch, there is a few eligibility checks that we do. Like there is a few criteria that you have to meet to be able to be a DocSearch website. You can find that on docsearch.algolia.com, which is the website that we are going to use during this demo. So I'll basically take it, add it as a domain. Um, Once it's done, there is an automated check for eligibility just to know if you are a valid DocSearch website. Uh, the check is automated, but if it fails, we have manual checks that will be run through. So you would probably have a response within 1 or 2 business days. So once it's done, this is a DocSearch. This is a documentation website, so it's eligible for DocSearch. You would have to crawl the website, create a crawler. I can call it DocSearch crawler. Create it. Yeah. So basically, this step is going to take quite some time because we are crawling your whole website. So for the sake of time during this presentation, we are going to skip this. Let's consider it crawled because I did that already. And you can find the crawler here. I did that beforehand. So why are we crawling the website? This we has nothing to do with AskAI yet. AskAI work with your index and your data, as I told you. So we are crawling the website right now just to get your data into an index for AskAI to work on it. So once you crawl the website, what do you get? You get an index like this one. This is a basic DocSearch index. This is how it looks like. This is the structure. You have an object ID, you have a hierarchy, and everything. Why is it looking like this? It's not something like DocSearch, object ID, URL, content. We had to build this like this because keyword search is not the same as contextual search. To be able to do a right documentation search, we want to send the user to the right page each time they search. So let's try this out. Basically, I want to verify a DocSearch domain, what we just did. So I'll type verify your domain and click on this. So it brings us directly to the anchor tag needed to verify the domain. So this is the whole page and it brings us here. This is why we had to build DocSearch as a hierarchy. Now, if I look just to prove that it's the same thing, you would look for verify domain here. So what you get here is actually the same thing you get in this keyword search. Yeah. But now let's go back to AskAI. You remember I showed you AskAI is basically us taking data from your index and sending it to an AI to give you responses. Now, imagine you are a human and I tell you, I need to verify my DocSearch website. What would you do? If you don't know how to do it, you will go to Algolia website, you will type verify domain, and you will land here. But we don't have this data inside the index. I will zoom a little bit. We don't have this data inside the index. We have it, but it's not structured in the right way. So when you type verify domain, you can't know how to verify a domain just from this. So what would you do in this case? If you are a human, I would love to see everything on how to verify a domain inside one record. That's why to solve this issue, we had to create a different type of index, a different structural type of index. So let me show you why exactly. So basically, for the crawler to get the whole data in your website, it has to go on each title, take it as a title, take a little bit of the content, and since you want to teach users how to do something, so I'm just asking, like I'm asking to a human, explain to me how to verify a domain. You would have to crawl the whole page for anyone to grasp exactly what is written in the page with a single search. So that's why we created markdown optimized indices. To create a markdown optimized index on your documentation website, you simply have to go to the crawler. You open your crawler. On the configuration, you would see markdown for LLMs, and you create one. What this basically does is it configures the crawler to extract whatever it sees in your website as a markdown. So it's going to take a full page as markdown or half a page or anything. Let's see the difference between a markdown optimized index and a normal index. So I'm going back to my indices. This was the normal index we just saw. This is a markdown optimized index. You can already see the difference in records. This one is only 56 for the whole website, and this is 1,000. This is 1,000 because we take a header, a little bit of the content, another header, and a little bit, but this one takes the whole page. So if you open it and you type the same thing, verify domain, what do you see? You see everything you need to verify a domain. And this is great for an LLM. This is great for uh, AI because they already have everything. And what is in the rest of the records, it's still a lot of data on the same thing you were looking for. So this is how we built uh, markdown optimized indices. Now we've been talking about indices, but let's go into AskAI. Uh, yeah. So I will open one that already exists. So when you get into AskAI, you probably want to create your assistant. So I will create my assistant. And you have to whitelist a domain. So you have to give a domain which you will be using as your documentation domain. I will add this. Uh, Usually, people also add localhost because they want to be working in development mode too. And you will configure a model provider, OpenAI, Cerebras. We have a lot of them. We have a big list of them. You can check them out. Uh, and we try to keep them updated. I will take OpenAI. Uh, I will jump to something that is already done. I will enter a random key over here. You can set a maximum number of token if you need to limit what the LLM uses. This is also good for cost reduction. You can also set a maximum number of hits that the LLM sees. This is also good for cost reduction because usually Algolia can return very big hits, and this can cloud your context or anything. So if you really want the LLM to focus on a smaller part of what is in your index when it's search, you can set this to 2 or 3 or something else. But we found out that 7 was a great number and it works. OpenAI, I can call it like that. I save it and add. Now we have a list of template prompts. This is basically some prompts that we've already created that work really well with AskAI. Technical support, technical documentation expert, And let's pick anyone. I will take this one, or you can create one from scratch too. I will take this one, create assistant. And yeah, that's done. You just need to copy your assistant ID and you can use it anywhere. You can use it on your website, you can use it on your own AskAI implementation. Uh, there is more to it. If you go into one assistant, you can have much data on what is happening, how is the assistant doing. We will see this in the next part of the demo. Yeah, because I need real data to show you. So yeah, that's it. So that's AskAI. That's how it works. That's how easy it is to set up, and that's how easy it is to put on your website. So now I want to show you how we were able to bring AskAI beyond documentation. AskAI was built for documentation. It wasn't built for any website. But when we were working on it, we noticed that it worked very well on all use cases. So we started trying out other things like blogs, medias, and other site search experiences. So this is an example I built just for this DevCon. And while building it, I had a lot of fun building it. This was actually what I wanted to show during this whole talk, how we built this. But then I noticed that there is some fundamentals which you need to know. So basically, this is the website, DevCon Discover at netlify.app. And this is it. So it's a website that gives you a search, and with this website, you can find all of Algolia talks up to 2025. That's what happened yesterday. And it will keep updating. And the nice thing is it also uses AskAI. So you can ask a few things. Let's think about one. Okay, lore. I want to ask something very ambiguous so that we will iterate on that. So I would ask, who is lore? Carly. You can already see from the keyword search results, there is nothing talking about lore, but this was actually the first keyword. So I'll ask that, and then it starts streaming. So it found out that Lore Kali is the former deputy general, and that's it. And you have the link to the Algolia DevCon here. So let's go back. If you want to go more, would you like to know more about her talk and other sessions related to AI and legal topic? Yeah, you can ask a follow up. I would say yes. And that's it. It keeps on going. So yeah, I can give some feedback. I love this or not. Let me ask more. For example, I reloaded. So AI search. I will ask something as simple as that to it. So it's going to search for AI search uh, results, and it keeps going. I will read this a little bit. So I like this. How did we solve the code start? Okay, I will ask it. I have to wait for it to keep loading. It's a lot. Like there's a lot of things. There's a lot of hits. Yeah, yeah. So what did Kyle Fox, Kai Fox say? And it keeps giving. Yep. And I like this or I don't like it. And that's it. So now we've given some feedback. This is already set up. So we would go to the Algolia AskAI tab for this implementation. So that's data sources, AskAI. I called it Dev Concierge. So I get into it. You can already see that I have some performance analytics about my AI. There is three upvoted responses and one downvoted response. So this is what your users said. What did Kai Fox say? And you have full information on what was answered by the AI and if people liked it actually. And they can choose to tweak their prompts based on whatever they see as analytics inside the feedback. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so that's it. So what's next for AskAI? We have a lot of exciting things on our roadmap, and we can't wait to put all of that out. We've been working a lot on this, and we love the feedback from our users. You know, DocSearch is open source, so we get really quick feedback, and we know what people like, and we keep building on that. So you should keep AskAI on your radar if you want to build a conversational AI search. Yeah. So thank you. And what else? Go. We are builders, so go out there and build. We have DocSearch, which is open source. You can basically build yours. We have AskAI on which you can build on top. So yeah, keep building.
Thank you, Dylan. That was amazing. That was
Yeah.
really, really impressive. I do personally have a lot of questions that I ask in the Q&A, but there are also some questions from other people.
Mm.
The first one is about knowing your personal preference between OpenAI, Mistral, and Anthropic LLM. In that context, did you find that one was yielding better results or faster results, or are they all pretty similar?
I would say it really depends on what exactly you want. So usually you can take small models. It's still going to perform really well because Algolia gives it everything it needs to perform really well. So once you search, you have good hits, and it's already going to give you great results. Um, Personally, I still prefer LLMs that don't reason, that don't think too much, because I don't want these answers to take too much time to be streamed. So, and it's not even needed to reason because you already have the answer from Algolia. So my preference is usually anything that doesn't reason. For this use case, I usually suggest that people use 4.1 mini and 4.1, but I don't like giving exact names because these change every day. So they keep releasing new models and great stuff. So it's really
Yeah,
hard
but
to choose one.
it's okay to take the cheapest and fastest. You don't need it to reason too much.
Yeah,
That is the part that is usually pretty expensive. Yeah, okay,
exactly.
thanks. We have another question about what was the most interesting problem you had to solve while building out AskAI.
Uh, Honestly, there was a lot because I'll give the top three. The first one was latency because when we started building AskAI, the whole industry was talking about RAG, and RAG previously was adding context to the prompt. That is searching before people even asked anything. And this is extremely difficult because you don't know what people are going to search. There is also a limit on the context you can pass to an LLM. So I would say that fixed itself with tool calling, because with tool calling it
Mm.
gets asynchronous, it gets synchronous, so you can stream an answer, call a tool, have another answer which you can enrich and use that. So that was the first problem. The second one will be cost fixes, because on keyword search, usually people need what they're looking for, so they don't care about the amount of responses coming back, and they
Mm.
can get like 50 responses. But the issue with that is if you pass 50 responses to an AI, it's too much, and there is going to be a lot of useless things. So we had to tweak relevance really well for it to work at that pace. And the third one was actually working open source. This is something really hard to do. So on DocSearch, we had to work with a lot of open source actors because our product is on almost all the documentation websites, and each of them, each of the stakeholders have their own constraints and their own issues, which we have to tackle while thinking about our vision and the greater good. So I learned that, and that was a great experience, to be honest.
Okay. I had a similar question, which was about which was the hardest part to build, but I think you answered that, or that seems to be at the same time interesting problem to solve and pretty hard to do.
Yeah,
That's why they were interesting.
yeah,
The next question I have is about the feedback. When you search for Lore Carly, you had all the answer being streamed and you left some feedback. Can you
yes,
tell us how this feedback is used? Is there some kind of loop to improve the quality of the results based on those feedback?
yeah. We are working on great things, especially on this. Right now, the feedbacks are it's just a list of feedback. You can already know from that feedback that one prompt or another is not performing really well, and you can update it. But now we are working on great things where you will be able to actually tell the LLM what to look for if they encounter a question that has already been asked. And this is
Hmm.
great because you will be able to tweak the LLM exactly how you want it to. So you can tell it to say, I don't know, or answer this way if you see these kind of questions. Yeah. So we will enhance the prompt using the feedback that has been obtained. Yeah.
Okay. So if people in the chat want to ask more questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the Q&A on this side. This side, I don't know which side, but there's a Q&A somewhere, and you can ask your question. While people are doing that, I have one last thought about what you said. It, I thought of that when you showed us the analytics part. We can imagine that we would be able to tell the DocSearch users what are the main questions people are asking based on the query we have. So that could be a great way for people to know where to focus their improvement in the documentation, because they are asking with natural language. We can easily understand what are people struggling with more granularity than with only a keyword search.
Yeah, that is going to be a great new addition. So we want to understand intent, because the issue with conversational search is not as clear as keyword search. Like
Mm.
someone would not search the same way if they are looking for what are facets. Someone can say, how are facets used? How does Algolia filters answers or anything? So you need to understand the intent of the user to be able to group those answers, and this is something we are working towards too. So it's really a great new feature that we'll think about.
Yeah, that was really impressive, really well done from the onboarding to the analytics. Really great product. Thank you, Dylan, for helping build that. I think we're done with the questions. Thank you so much. People that are still here, you can jump to the other stage where we are doing UX review. We have two UX experts from Algolia that are analyzing various websites to give you tips on how to improve the search and relevance on your UX there. But thank you so much, Dylan. It was really interesting, and everything will be available on YouTube if you missed a little bit or if you want to share this great presentation.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.